combination of this because I have from New Zealand, Malaysia, China, and then from Thailand. So hopefully we can have a lot of key point regarding the category of employee engagement. And some of them actually previews judges for award program. So you will understand how they choose the right candidate for the award winner. Yeah, so please stay in this, and I give opportunity for them to introduce themselves. So I think ladies first. So maybe I can invite Chief Fatimah to introduce herself. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Pak Andi. Hi, I'm Fatimah. I'm from Malaysia. I'm Exco of Contact Center Association of Malaysia. Yeah, I look forward to this session about sharing on employee engagement and how what makes a difference, what we're looking for, and look forward to an interactive session. Thank you, Pak Andi.
Thank you, Chief Fatimah. Yeah, and Selamat Hari Raya as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Selamat Hari Raya to all
Raya.
celebrating Raya.
Yeah, thank you. And then I have Steffi from China. Yeah, go ahead,
Okay,
Steffi.
thanks, Andy. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. I'm very honored to be part of this forum and to share some of our insights and also have a good quality discussion and interactions with all of you today. So I'm based in China, Guangzhou, and I'm from the CNCCA. And also, apart from that, I'm also running and overseeing a big scale contact center with over 3,000 people in a multinational organization, and where we are supporting over 2 million customers across the world.
Oh, yeah. Both of them is coming from banking industry. So Chief Fatimah from banking and Steffi as well from banking industry. So it's good challenging because most of the banking have a very challenging customer.
You're right, Andy. It gives us a
Yeah.
good challenge and also opportunity to raise the bar for our services.
Totally
Thank
agree.
you. Welcome, Steffi and Chief Fatimah. And I have Kun Saran from Thailand. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sarun Vejsupaporn from Thailand. I am the president of the Thai Contact Center Association. And for my private company, I am the owner of the telemarketing company. We running around 500 telesales, include the telesales in the jail that we are proud to present that we can have the prisoner to be the agent of the telesales in Thailand. So in this session, I think we want to make more understand like about the employee engagement, that you can get this all knowledge and information to present when you have our interview session.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. During my discussion with Kun Saran in Thailand, he have very attractive bonus for his employee. And special trip to overseas as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, Kun Saran. And last but not least, of course, this is Elias from New Zealand. Go ahead.
Salamat and good evening, everybody. I am Elias Kanaris, currently the CEO of Contact Center Network New Zealand. And for the last 30 years, I've been living in New Zealand, involved with contact centers, either running them or as a consultant, helping to deploy contact center solutions. It's a privilege to be in an exceptional panel of guests who are speaking today. And I know that I will be taking notes because I've heard them all speak individually before. And I know that if you're on the call today, make sure you have extra paper to take many notes, because I think you will all be blessed. But thank you for the invitation, Pak Andi.
Thank you, Elias, to supporting the CC-APAC. Okay, so let's start with the first question here we have. regarding employee engagement because so many things regarding employee engagement, so many challenges, of course. So let me ask first to maybe Steffi regarding what is your opinion regarding perspective regarding employee engagement? Go ahead.
Sure. So yeah, I think to excuse me. So from my perspective, I think engagement is something that we need to do after the shift only. That it's not an engagement, it's an entertainment. So real engagement shows up actually, it should be in our, the customer and business outcomes, be it BCSAT, NPS, quality scores, etc. And also the Monday morning energy of everybody. So if a contact center in many APAC markets, for example, in China where I'm based, the job has changed today. Customer now arrive through WeChat or WhatsApp in other markets, in-app chats, social media, and voices. Then we expect the answers in the speed of a tap, actually. So at the same time, an automation and an AI, which everybody is talking about today, also taking the simpler contacts and interactions away. That means to our agents that what's left to them is a more complex maxi interactions, the calls, the checks, and in many times, and then it means complaints on unhappy and complex customer journeys. So engagement is what keeps the quality and resilience high when the complex rises. So my experience that, so if we don't change what happens on a normal working day, it's not integrated and it's not the good engagement program. It's not the effective employee engagement from a contact center industry perspective. Yeah. So if I can have it to be more specifically, so there are 2-3 things which I think that we need to prioritize. First is that to fix the work, not just the mood. And that means that we need to reduce some of the unhappy journeys, reduce some of the tool switching, switching from different screens and platforms, systems, and the procedures which is lengthy, unclear, and not friendly to the users, and also some of the reworks, which will make the people frustrated day to day, and that emotions will be translated to the customers they are supporting. Yeah, this is the first thing. Second one is that the engagement is something to be built into the operating rhythms. So this is not a standalone program that we need to run outside of our daily operations. It should live inside like hurdles, coachings, QA sections, and workforce management. So as a holistic and integrated program, for example. So if once a day, if one blocker hurdle with all our agents and the junior level staff on what will be the top points that make them frustrated every day. And then we, as the leaders, they will commit a quick response, for example, in 2 or 3 days, and to close the loop and let them feel and see what changes happens after they, make their noises and voices. I think that will be part of their day-to-day life and rhythms, and which we can also increase the engagement level of the staff by doing this. The third one is that I think let the agents to be part of that, not only led by the leaders, but agents and the junior level staff, they can identify the pain points, contribute ideas and co-design the improvement programs. Leaders can remove the barriers to fund them and enable the changes. This should be an ecosystem that which everybody will play a part into that, and we will see the changes which is coming from their efforts they have put, and they can contribute to that. And I think particularly for some of the Asian markets, which hierarchy can intentionally reduce the speaking up culture. So then we really need the structure and safe channel for feedbacks and ideas, and with the concrete actions and outcomes to prove that it really works, and also how it tied to the capability and the career aspiration for the future, particularly in the AI era. But people will have that kind of uncertainty and the job security concern. But we need to draw our clear future capability picture, the skills and roadmap, how they can develop alongside the technology growth. That I think that will make their roles and also more impactful and meaningful, and make the engagement a more sustainable one.
Okay, thank you, Steffi. It seems that you already answered a lot of questions. But yeah, we take a note, yeah, because engagement you mentioned, not entertainment, is a emotion process and need to be took part of the uh, uh, become employed part of this program. So let's move to Cik Fatimah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Terima kasih, Pak Andi. So again, yeah, Safi, I totally agree when we talk about employee engagement, right? It is not just about measuring or the activity itself. It has to be what would be the true value, the true spirits of the things that we do. So it has to be at the center of the things that we, the ecosystem, as mentioned by Steffi, right? It has to be there. It has to be embedded, and it has to be evolved over time, because needs what is required to build that engagement, the reason to have those engagement change over time. And we need to follow through to see what are the challenges, and where challenges are, that's the opportunity for us to build that situation or ecosystem to support the engagement. And the most important thing when we talk about employee engagement, right? It is about sustaining and able to continue with what we have planned for, and able to see either it is leading us to what we wanted to achieve, or has it divert or not being able to meet the objective, and we need to rebuild again. So a lot of organization invested a lot in people, process, technology, and in all this investment, right? There must be a synergy on how it helps the people, their experience, and that relates to the employee and subsequently to the customers. So when these all are in synergy, it works very well, and it can be sustained and creates that level of commitment and loyalty among our employees. That's how personally I feel it's important when there's a lot of sharings from a lot of organization in terms of employee engagement. It's not about the activities, it is about the value that we're going to bring from all the things that we do in the organization, and at the end of the day creates a stronger bonding and engagement with the employees, the people.
See. Thank you, Cik Fatimah. You mentioned about the true value of this engagement and make it sustain. This is very important. So the program need to be sustained. Thank you. So let's move to Kun Saran.
Yes. What should I say? Nothing to say.
Yeah. What is your thinking about the employee engagement?
Yeah. For me, I think most of the company we focus on the employee for the get the engagement from the employee with the company. But I think on another way, I think especially in the Asian culture, family is one of the most influence to our employees. So we may think about wider, like not only the employee but also their family. So how to make the family relationship or the family engagement, and then make the family to support us, support support the company or the organization. And when the family they are happy with our organization, they will tell their child or their brother or their husband, hey, you have to stick with this company, this company is very good, something like that, like for example, in my company we do like this. In Thailand we have for example, in Thailand we have 2 long holiday. The first holiday is at the end of the year, and another holiday is like now in April, like next week is a Songkran festival. So we have the long holiday like 6 days, 7 days. Most of the employee they will go back to their family like up country. So we want them to go back with the very proudly of their family, like, you know. So a little some trick, like we will pay the bonus, you know, before the day before the long weekend. So when they arrive at the family, so they have a lot of money, you know, so they can take care of the family, they can pay, buy something for their parents, so their family, oh, this company is very good. Every time their members go back home, have a lot of money, have big smile, happy, you know. Otherwise, if they go back and then, oh, I have nothing, I have no money, I have a lot of debt, so maybe their family will, hey, you stay home, you don't need to go back, you know. And in the last, like, before I did this, every long weekend we'll have the employee resign like 10%. You know, they go back and then they not come back again. So we try to find out that why, and then we think about the family, and then we do this, and then some activity that we can invite the family to join, like the, you know, when we have the, like, the award to recognize the employee, then we invite their family to join, and then their family see that, oh, how the company is, or sometimes we open house, you know, the office, and then let the family to have the activity, so they know, they will see that how their members like living in this company, so, and they happy or not. So I think if we can engage not only the employee, but can engage the people also, it will be very strong culture like between not only the company and the employee, but also their family also. And you know, like, not sometimes, I think many times, the other members of the family, they want to join the company also. Then it's make your recruitment is better. You know, lower, I mean, lower turnover, and also get the better recruitment.
I see. Okay.
That's
That's why
all.
you have 500 employees, yeah? Because
Yeah.
more easy to get new employee to come to your company.
Yeah.
But this is good, yeah, to make it sustain about the bonus, to give money to the employee. It's not easy, yeah, for the company, especially in sometimes difficult situation, yeah. Okay, but this is good, yeah. Cik Fatimah mentioned about sustain, also, and Kun Sarun mentioned about family with wider coverage to family. That's good. So let's Elias talk regarding this.
Well, I think already we've heard many good ideas and suggestions about how we engage with our employees, how we make them happy. I want to go back to something we hear very often in the industry. They say, if you have a happy employee, you'll have a happy customer. And I think it's important to correlate directly the employee's happiness affects the customer's happiness. I've never seen an unhappy employee create a happy customer. But I want to go back and get us to think on one slightly different angle. When I was a senior consultant going into organizations, we would be working with the organization to implement a new system and process in the contact center. And in that, we did analysis. We said, if we implement this, we'll either see an increase in salary, in revenue rather, or a decrease in costs. And from that, we created a return on investment. And we knew that when we did these implementations, which sometimes were multi-million dollars, that we either see increase in revenue or decrease in cost. After we implemented, we walked in and we reviewed after 6 or 8 months what was happening. And in many cases, maybe 80%, there was no ROI, no return on investment. And this made me wonder why in 80% no ROI. So we looked at this and we said there's 3 what we call Ps, and already we've heard this mentioned by the other panelists. The first P is the product, in our case, hardware, software. As long as the product is fit for purpose, we cannot blame the product, the technology, from not working. But the technology cannot work by itself. It needs the second P, and that's the process. You need to wrap a robust process around your product, which is fit for purpose. So if you've got a robust process, you've got fit for purpose product. The third P, the most important, people. And we've already heard this. People have to get engaged. And we soon realized, and we created a specific name for these people who were not only disengaged, but actively disengaged. And they were the people who we called corporate terrorists. They were the people who, when you're in the boat and you want to row in one direction, they're rowing in the opposite direction. But those who are actively disengaged are making holes in your boat to sink the boat. So what we have to understand is a good implementation requires for us to bring our people on the journey, to understand how we have used our people management skills to engage with them, to help those that are disengaged or actively disengaged to change, to shift. The only implementations that had good return on investment was when the employee was engaged. And every time we saw that happen, we saw the CSAT score go up, and customer satisfaction always correlated with that. So the challenge I would give people who are going to apply for the awards is to think, how can we explain to the judges how we have engaged with our employees, how we have made sure that they are happy to come with this change, because you're going to see something in the application that points to how your employees have been critical in the success of your organization and your contact center. And that's why I am so passionate about looking at the employee engagement and what you can do as an organization to improve the way your employees arrive every day to work.
Okay. Can I elaborate a little bit more, Elias, regarding this? Some people say that happy employee create a happy customer, but happy customer creates stressful employee.
Well, I think Steffi has already pointed to the fact that if you look at the development of contact centers, we have had so much automation. We are the leading industry for automation. Yeah. So all the easier calls, the standard calls, have been taken away with automation, which leaves, as Steffi has mentioned, the complex calls. And the calls that we have, our employees now need to have empathy in their workload, because AI will support the agent, but AI won't do all the work for the agent. So we have to now start thinking, in this age of AI, how am I supporting my staff, my team leaders, my people leaders that will help the employee who's handling the call? And we have many tools available for us that will help with sentiment analysis, with quality assurance, with information that you can pass to your agents to help them with the call, the complex call that's coming from many channels, as it's already been mentioned. So we have to now start to think it's not just technology, but technology with heart, technology with emotion that we can give to our people.
I see. Thank you, Elias. This is similar what Steffi mentioned about the emotion in the first part of what she mentioned regarding that. Can I elaborate a little bit regarding, you mentioned about the quality of life. Engagement is with the quality of life. Can you give a little bit more regarding this, Steffi?
Andy, sorry, my network is a bit breaking up. Can you repeat the question?
Okay. You mentioned that engagement is not just entertainment, but you need to provide quality of life for the employee.
Yeah.
So can you elaborate a little bit more about that?
What quality of life?
Yes. Yeah.
Inside. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Like quality of life. So from my perspective, is that actually it should be some kind of the predictable signals, and also some kind of the measures during the entire life cycle of the agents and our people. This could fall into three different buckets and categories. Firstly, from the people perspective, there's a people signal. So how people feel to work in the organization in a contact center, for example. So when we do employee survey or EMPS or some kind of pulse check, this is the voice from our employee. And also the second one is that the psychological safety and speak up. This is really important, as I mentioned earlier, particularly for Asian markets, which speak up may not be, the traditionally and the natural culture which we can build easily. And then can people raise their issues without any consequence? They will be, they will have a fear, or they can speak up without anything that will be their concern. The second one is that actually there's something which I think it's a common thing that the people, the leaders may easily ignore, is actually the fairness in terms of the workforce management. It could be as simple as whether the scheduling and also the holiday arrangement, the absence and the shrinkage, which is fairly arranged or scheduled. And also the some of the the early flagging signals like absence, lateness. This is also some kind of stress indicators of our staff. Yeah, and also I think that what is more importantly is that mobility and skill progression ratio. What is core skill ratio? What's the functionality? How many of our agents they are certified for more complex job or high caliber job, and also what's the top talent or the key talent retention rate. This is the people signal. Apart from that, there will be some of the work-related signals, and that means how hard work is every day. QA consistency. It's not about average QA score, but more about the variance by teams by tenure. That means the competency level or the training or the support to different teams of the people of different tenure may vary. If there is a large variance between teams and a different group of people. The second one is that will be FCR and repeat contacts. Repeat contacts and normally will be unhappy customer journeys. Yeah, so this gives us some kind of alert that this is something that we need to do in terms of the process and entire the product design, which will make the people's life easier, be it customers or be it our people. And also, if there's some contact center, they are doing heavy sales activity or revenue-driven activities like that, the case in my organization, the productivity or the successful rate of her sales could be another indicator, which to measure the stress level of the agent when they that need to compete or fulfill the requested performance expectation or targets from the organization. And also The last one I would like to emphasize is actually the knowledge effectiveness.
Right.
So the time to find the answer during a call or chat with the customers. So, and also the knowledge base is handy, is easy to be used, and is critical in the fast-moving product environment in some of the industry and markets currently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this
point to mention regarding the quality of that related to the measurement of what related to the employee when they have a quality of life, they will be measured in the FCR. And in China, do you think that in your observation, yeah, do you think that employee now more to speak up?
Yeah, I think this needs to be supported by mechanism and also by the culture. So in our organization, we also have the enterprise-wise culture shift or leadership culture shift program, which I think is a very good one, where we to feel and every leaders that we can speak the common language on what good looks like as the leadership and as the corporate culture, and it ties to the organization's purpose, vision, and also our business agendas and priorities. So people will feel the connection even at ground level, and also when everybody speak the same language, and we create a mechanism and an environment that everybody can speak up, and also more importantly, actually whether their voices or their expectation and what the really frustrating them every day can be changed in a simpler and more effective way. People will feel that. They may not speak, but they will feel, and this can be reflected in every the key all KPIs and OKRs actually.
Yeah. Thank you, Steffi. Back to Cik Fatimah regarding this one. So to elaborate more regarding what is the impact that you observe regarding the employee engagement?
Yeah, thanks, Padi. Before I get into that, it's a natural flow. But I just wanted to bring what Elias as well as Steffi has bring in just now, right? We're talking about change. When we talk about organization that's going through a lot of change, especially lately with AI, with automations, change of process improvement, and we definitely need to take into serious consideration the emotional state, the mental health of the people that will be impacted by this change, right? So that's the measurement that we should not overlook, because the happiness of the employee or the readiness of the people to receive the change and knowing what's going to happen in the near future when all these changes are coming in is very key to bring the best results at the end of the day when the product, I use the three P's, yeah? The product, the process is coming in, is changing, and the people are very receptive because they understand how their role has changed, how the organization has helped them to prepare for this change. So in a lot of employee engagement sharing, right? They talk about activities, but they need to really tie back the organization vision and mission and the things, the change that the organization is bringing in, and how employee engagement activities, the change management are preparing the people to be part of this whole change. And therefore, the outcome is going to be the best for the organization as well as the people.
I see.
I think in terms of impact, I would say that is key to see how all comes in together and blend in nicely.
Yeah. Do you think that employee engagement is top down or bottom up?
Well, it's actually it is a culture, so it comes through all level. It can be top down, bottom up, because sometimes from the top there must be a clear setting of what are the culture, what are the who we are that we want to be, right? And bottom up, we need to make sure that they understand and they know how they can play their role to be part of the organization mission. And that's where all the other activities, the engagement will come in to prepare them and to make them excited about the change that's coming. So engagement is going to help us to have to bring the 2 points together.
Thanks, Cik Fatimah. So back to Kun Sarun. So what do you think need to be measured in terms of the employee engagement and in terms of the award program? What do you see to share by the participant regarding the impact of their employee engagement? Go ahead, Kun Sarun.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. For me, I think beyond that, if we have the good engagement, how we gonna measure is we have to measure like how they love us, how they love the organization. So how you gonna measure it? Maybe you can have some activities, Sometimes my dad said that when we have the same enemies, then we will love each other, because we have to fight the same enemies. So sometimes you can have the enemies like the competitors, and then let them make the idea. If they have a lot of idea like how to compete the competitor, that means they want to win. When they want to win, that means they love the organization. Like when you love your countries, like so you want to fight for your countries. Or another activity is maybe uh when you want to measure that they happy or not, you can have like the member get member recruitment. So if they are happy with the organization, they will introduce this organization to their friend, to their family, and then recruit them to have the same place, to get into the same place. But if they're not happy, that means your member get member, maybe you got zero. That means if it's zeros, that means it's very dangerous. That means no one want to stay with us.
Anyway, what is the attrition rate in your company? If you want to tell us.
Yeah, I can share like for me we measure the attrition rate after they pass the what they call after they pass the
3
testing
months?
periods,
I see.
like 3 months. So
Okay.
after 3 months, my attrition rate is about like 5% per year. Really low.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
But before that, before they pass, maybe it's like 20, 30. But after they pass the testing periods, then that
I
means
see.
that they and us have the testing period already.
I see.
Like
So
when
you
you
have,
got to get married, then no need the wedding ceremony. So you have to stay first like 3 months. Is it okay or not? If it's okay, then you got a wedding ceremony, and then you will not waste the money for the ceremony. And then after that, like divorce in 1 month, something like that.
I see. Thank you, Kun Saran. Back to Elias regarding the impact and what need to be measured in terms of the employee engagement. Go ahead.
So let us consider what we've heard. We measure everything, and I mean everything in contact centers. And when you look at this, it's been mentioned already, we have a duty of care to look after our staff and our employees. We have to make sure that they have got good mental health, good well-being, etc. And there's elements of what we can do to drive that, which is going to be important to ensure that employee engagement is high. I have a colleague of mine, and here in New Zealand, he did his PhD on happiness, and he wrote his PhD. His name is Dr. Mark Jameson, and his PhD title is, the book he's written now is "If You're Happy and You Know It," which reminds me of a nursery rhyme when I was growing up, saying, "If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands." So maybe we should be measuring the hand clapping in our contact centers. But I want to make this a little bit more serious. We talk about measuring AHT, and for most organizations, it's the average handling time. And that's a good thing to know because it helps us do our workforce management and our planning. But when you have AI that tells you the reason for the call, let's take a financial service industry. The reason for the call is the person called in asking for the balance, but the call length was 6 minutes. The question was raised, is this appropriate handling time, AHT, not average handling time? Because when you analyze the reason why the call came through, the person wants to know about their savings and wants to know the balance of the savings. But the reason they're calling is a member of their family is unwell, sick in hospital, and they have to access the funds and think about how they can support their family member. So it goes back to what we talked about before, having empathy on the call, giving the employee the power to talk through and help the person at their difficult time to produce a result that is meaningful. And that means that the employee feels, I've done something good. We have to figure out, how do we help to measure that in the organization? How do we produce programs that will engage the employee so they have the value of the organization, the mission as part of their day-to-day activity? And we want to see, as a judge, how do you do this in your organization? So we can then see the evidence of, are you going and asking your employee to have an extra break after a difficult and emotional call? Are you able to look at measuring your first contact resolution and seeing that there is a correlation between that increase and the retention of your staff? Because you're giving them extra time to finish the call as opposed to rush the call, and then the angry customer comes back. So we have to look at many different measurements. And the most important thing, I think, also to measure is, are you, and I think Fatimah mentioned this before, are you allowing your employees to share what the customer is telling you so you can feed this back into the organization? I think that is one of the best kept secrets. Our employees know what is happening with the customers. They have ideas. Sarun mentioned that as well. They're competitive. They want to beat their competition. Let's get their ideas and let's engage with them. Let's incentivize that so they go home with extra money in their pocket for the holiday. Because when it's a happy wife, happy life, we say in New Zealand.
Okay, good wine. Happy wine. Happy life. Okay. That's good wine.
Yeah. Good
Any
wine, good
comments,
wine.
Steffi, regarding that? This is true, Steffi?
Yeah, as a wife, I would say yes, definitely.
You agree regarding that?
Thanks for asking
Okay.
me.
Yeah. And let's continue with another question. So, when we choose the platinum winners for our CC-APAC Awards, so what do you think will be, what is your perspective regarding that? Why we need to choose from employee engagement program? What is the award-winning entries? Go ahead, Steffi.
Okay, yeah, my turn. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this is a great question. So, this is again what good looks like. So, according to my experience as the judges in both INCCA and also APAC CC in the past 2-3 years, I think many of the great examples and great cases. So, but there's something common for those platinum winners, I would say, is that the platinum award is normally less about most activities, but more about is it most embedded, measurable, and human, and most strategically aligned to the purpose, vision, and also the business strategies of the entire organization. Now, so there are a couple of things I think as some of the recommendations for those who want to be a platinum winners. So first thing, as I mentioned earlier, so it's embedded in the operations. We'll see it, make it visible in all these KPIs and OKRs and everywhere. We did it workforce management, co-train, QA, knowledge management, leadership routine, things that I won't repeat. The second one is that as Elias rightly mentioned, fit for the purpose, and as Fatimah mentioned, make it sustainable, not one-off projects, and this is a multi-metric impact. The design is to again, you need to align to the business strategies and objectives of your organization, and it's to be proven with the solid outcome, customer outcome, business outcomes, and also the people outcomes. And the third one is that it should be something to be true at the front line and also scalable across the functions within the organizations. And the contact center is just a channel. It's the first touch point with the customers. But at the end, behind the scene, there should be a lot of different functions and groups. They are working together to ensure an end-to-end customer journey, so the happy and easier and a successful one. So particularly if it's like a contact center of a multinational organization, the scalability really matters. Multi-language, multi-site is probably some of the common challenges we will face, and how we have the program and also the engagement to fit into the diversified culture, and also to increase the omnichannel opportunities. And so, and last but not least, I think the platinum programs should also show they are preparing for the future. So like AI augmentation, like agent assist and smart knowledge, this is a kind of a very useful tools and contribute to part of the engagement success. And also the clear skill pathways, the career roadmap, which the agent will feel they can grow together with the technology rather than feeling to be replaced by it. So the best technology is that, and also the programs that we don't just deploy tools and also the programs and activities, but we redesign the roles, coaching, recognition, and higher value work for future.
Thank you, Steffi, to highlight about regarding that. You mentioned regarding the need to be sustained through impact, scalability, and future impact. Yeah. So let's move on to Fatimah. So what is the work you think the platinum entries for employee engagement?
I totally agree with Steffi. Having a program that is aligned to the organization purpose is key, first of all, because if we wanted to ensure alignment and people understand why we're doing this and they know how they can be part of the whole journey, right? It has to be aligned. And Pak Andi, you asked me earlier, is it a top down or bottom up, right? The top down actually is just about a clear vision, mission, what is our purpose, where do you want to go, and the whole organization move with it. So if I look into a platinum standard organization is where everybody is clear on the purpose, their role, and the organization support through the engagement to allow them to be the best in their role, right? And that has to be, of course, measurable, sustainable, but not necessarily always be the same. So when change happen, the measurement change, the purpose, the objective, what we want to drive the behavior and how we're going to reward it has to change. In that manner, the organization the employees are very clear of how they can be part of the success of the organization, right? And comes together. The engagement is not just the organizer doing it, but they themselves wanted to be part of this engagement and move forward and take that shift towards a better future. And I think if an organization can prove they have shifted the whole organization, the mindset through the engagement and able to sustain and show continuous better results, that's where the winning organization is being identified.
Okay, thank you, Cik Fatima. You highlight regarding the keep changes, yeah, because the dynamic of the customer demand changes everywhere, and employee also generation it changed, yeah. Based on the voting in the group as well, I can highlight here. They mentioned regarding what is the what is challenge, and stable agent motivation and discipline become the top. So this is challenging, yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Kun Sarun. What is your platinum entries? What do you think? What do you think?
For me, when we had the award, so we had the criteria to give the score. So if you want to be the platinum, first thing you have to understand clearly of the format or how the judge will score you. Like if you like show very good, very impressive content, but it's not related to the criteria, then you have no score. So that means you have to play by the format. Like we have the background, we have the data analysis, we have the creativity, and
Yes.
until we have the like future plan of the result. So
Yeah.
if you want to be the platinum, that means you have to understand all and link it all together. Like when you set up the one campaign, that means your background, you have the data analysis have to relate it, that bring up all the information to make the objective, right? Like set the target. And then when you have the target and your creativity that can answer the target or not. If it can answer the target, no need to have like 10 activities, maybe just 2 activities. It can complete the target. I think that will be better than like you have 10 and the rest of the 8 activity is nothing. Like we need the quality, not the quantity. Like I see a lot of participants like show a lot of slides, but it's not the the focus on the what they have to show. Then it lost the time to make the other contents like more important, and you have more score on that. And the other thing is that the great when I have judge, I will focus a lot on the creativities. if you if you can surprise us like, oh, this is like a new one in the industry, that means you got a lot of score. But the important thing that it has to related to the objective and the background that you present also. So I think the platinum, you have to know all the things. Sometimes who got the best score maybe not the best in the real business.
I see.
Because this one we have the award program, so the presentation and the content that you follow, how best you can follow the format, then it's gonna be have the best score.
I see. Thank you, Kun Sharon. Do you have any example regarding what is the platinum winning of the program? Just mention one or two sample.
So of the employee engagement,
Yes, yeah. Yeah, you
uh
when you observe.
yeah, I think some surprise that they want to engage the people, and now like in Thailand most of the Gen Z, they are the
Mm.
pets lover.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, and then don't have the baby, but they have a pets. So
I
they
see.
they have some like pets leave. Like if your pet is sick, then you can have pets leave like 2 days, a year, something like that. Or some
Wow.
like pets sick allowance. Because like you, Andy, you have the children, so you can like have the allowance, you can use it, right? But someone that they have no baby, so they have not used this allowance, you know.
Oh, I see. So
So
as a replacement for the children, so they have pets allowance, yeah. What
yeah,
is that
yeah,
sounds different, yeah?
yeah,
Okay.
creative,
Yeah, creative.
some
Thank you,
Thailand,
Kunsara.
in Thailand, some company they did this, and it surprised me like, oh, good.
Okay. So back to Elias. Yeah. So what is the platinum entries for do you think the program? Yeah. So
Well,
okay, go ahead.
I've certainly heard a very new idea with the pet allowance. I think that's a really good idea to consider something different. We now have this multi-generational workforce, from boomers through to Gen Z. We've got them all working together. I don't think that there is one size fits all. We have to understand that we have to have some flexibility in how we encourage and reward our employees. I know in New Zealand, many times when we were running contact centers, we would offer often financial reward. But when we spoke to the employee, they told us that it was non-financial that was better. They wanted to have the massage in the office when the person came through, or they wanted to have in New Zealand the car parking space close to the entrance of the building. So sometimes we have to think outside of financial. I'm always looking for what are you doing that's not related to just funding and finance. What are we doing that is, as already been mentioned, sustainable? How do we keep this going from one generation to the next? And something that we can continue to drive it all forward. I also would love to understand when you look at the recognition of your people, how do you do this? How do you bring it on a regular basis? And is it done in a timely fashion? So having the examples in the presentation is very helpful. But if you can keep it, as Sarun has mentioned, to the format of the reporting, it's easier for us as judges to go through the format and see and understand. But as Fatima said, it's got to relate to your business objectives, your culture and your values. And the more we link this into culture and values, the better we will see a platinum delivery. We have a company in New Zealand, and we've heard already, and I've mentioned this as well, the use of technology and AI. I have an organization in New Zealand that has a business goal to grow their revenue 10% year on year without any additional assets being added into the contact center. And what they're doing is they are looking for the leadership of how can we as leaders encourage our staff to do more? What are the ideas that the staff can bring to improve the productivity or to reduce the workflow, to make it easier for the customer to undertake something, or something that they have seen that can then translate to an automation later on that doesn't require the input of the agents, like Steffi said at the very beginning, of how we have these complex calls becoming less, the automation improving, but the complexity staying. How can we ensure that we're measuring this and demonstrating that everybody in the organization has a voice? Is there a channel that they can speak up without fear? Because the biggest issue when you have change is how do we allow them to accept the change and contribute from the start?
I see. Thank you, Elias. This is related to what Steffi mentioned about the speak up and changes by Cik Fatima. Anyway, is it easy to find candidate for contest center in New Zealand?
Look, I think it's easy to find these candidates everywhere in the world. We just have to allow ourselves to say that the person who comes in, whether they've been in the company for 5 minutes or for 15 years, they can still have a contribution. And we want to help them. Sarun was mentioning that after the 3 months of training, you only have 5% attrition and people leaving the organization, which is incredible. I was working with an organization many years ago, maybe 20, 25 years ago in America, that had 120% turnover in staff because they use a lot of automation in what they were doing. Early stages, it was directory assistance, where they found the number for a person. Technology by itself will not help if we don't understand the impact with the people. And the people can teach us sometimes which technology to use and which technology to improve. So we can continue to do that. But I think that there are many good examples that I saw when I was judging last year that shows that people who take care of their people first are likely to have a platinum customer engagement, employee engagement score.
Thank you, Elias. So I think it's good if we ask participants to ask questions. If any one of you want to ask question, go ahead. Raise hand and we can give you opportunity to ask question to the speaker. If not, I will continue with my question. Okay, it seems that there is no question from participant. Yeah, they keep silent because we already cover many things regarding this. Okay, the next question will be about do you find any weaknesses for what the participant presented for the employee engagement? Steffi, you want to go first?
Sure. I will make it short. So I think many of the advices and recommendations we have shared. So just that one quick point, I think is that the good programs or the good engagement, which is demonstrated, don't try to decorate broken operations. So the presenters, they're honest about the gaps, but they will focus on how to fix the basics and also to for example, is the unrealistic targets, the poor scheduling or inconsistent coaching, capability gaps like this. If the basics are painful, so there's a lot of things that we can do to improve that. But the first thing is that people may, in the presentation, people may naturally want to highlight what looks good, what are the bright side. But it's everything is good. That means we don't have the job to do. So everything's running like a BU smoothly without the intervention of the engagement program and also the leadership. So I think is that it's more about to show the process. What are the problems? What are the problem statement? And what are the objectives? What you want to achieve? And what has been done to fix this out or all these problems and to show us the evidence, what change has been made in performance, CSAT, employee experience, etc. So I think to make it short is that to don't make it activity overloaded and outcome underloaded, but the other side around. Yeah.
Thank you, Steffi, to highlight this because all the judges selected from with experience, so they understand what is really work or not. Thank you to highlight. Fatimah, so what is the weaknesses for the participant? Go ahead.
I will also thanks Andi. I will try to be short in by highlighting 2 points. One, I think in terms of the story. So if you're talking about certain engagement, there must be a flow of the story and to help us to understand what is being done, how it's being done, how it's being measured. and how does that actually bring align to the organization and bring the value that it intended to bring in. So some participants start sharing a lot of things, but there's no story that flows nicely that helps the judges. Yeah. I think secondly, we have to be realistic about the situation. And I think Steffi has touched on this. It is not always rosy. There will be challenges. Good to bring the challenges, because challenges is an opportunity of making things move from good to great. So good to bring
Right.
challenges, but be very clear on how it's being addressed and how has that actually change the engagement within the organization and bring a positive results.
Thank you, Fatimah. So become realistic. There is a story need to be highlight about that. So Kun Sarun, what is the weaknesses of the participant?
Yeah, what I see is that first that I talk about the linkage, that maybe sometimes they don't link the every topic together. So that means we know that, oh, this is maybe not the same campaign or not the same story, you know. And for the other one, the weakness is that the quantity, you know, sometimes they think that a lot of presentation, a lot of photo, a lot of video will make more score. For if I am the judge, it's not that true, you know. Not like you have more slide, you have more score. That's wrong. So, but if you have the good slide, that you maybe have the good score. And the last thing to prove that, because you know everything is on the presentation, we cannot know that the CSAT, the employee engagement star or the score, is that the real thing or not. I can say like that. But what I have to prove is how I ask the interview, you know, because you know every time that some organization ask me to have the judge only on the presentation, I will deny that, because I think that if only send the presentation and I have to score, I cannot score, because I don't know that that content is true or not. So I want to ask the one who implement that campaign. And when we ask and you can have the answer right away, and the answer is reasonable and makes sense, I think that can prove that you have done this in the real life. Okay, so
Yeah, thank
so
you,
what I
Kun
recommend is
Sarun.
just the right information and the right people to get into the interview room. That will make it good.
Yeah, thank you, Kun Sarun, to highlight regarding that. Sometimes the presenter just to present in English, but they don't know to answer the question. This is a challenge here as well. Yeah.
They think
Okay,
that the
that's
sing
a
song
good
is not
point.
good, you know.
Yeah, we don't need the singer to sing a song. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need someone to explain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Elias. Okay, go ahead.
So many good suggestions have just come out. I want people to just think and consider, if you have had children yourself, or you have looked after nephew and niece, grandchildren, whatever the case is, when you are helping them to go to bed, the child looks up at you and he says, "Mummy, Daddy," or "Auntie, Uncle, share some statistics." No. They don't say that. They say, "Read me a story. Tell me a story." And I think the applicants have to give us a story. What was the problem? What did we have to do? How did this get resolved? What was the strategy that we used? I want to hear that story so I understand the pain that you had and what you did as an organization to improve the situation. One, for your employee; two, for your customer. And the statistics will match that story by giving you the evidence. This is where we were at with our CSAT at the beginning, and our employee attrition was at this high level. But when we employed this and we did this, we saw the attrition come down, CSAT increase. And the measurement is in the story of how we went from the pain, the problem, into the solution and the joy. And if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Okay, thank you, Elias, to highlight that one. Okay. We already have a lot of opinion regarding this. Before we end this one, before I give opportunity to each speaker to give a tips regarding next program, I would like to let all participants know that we will announce our CC-APAC award in the 24th of April. I think 2 weeks to go, yeah, in this one. Is it Ben Pitch here? You want to say something, or I continue to the last question? Okay, I see seems that Pitch and Ben is not here. As you know, Malaysia become the host country for this year, and thank you for uh, having the challenge to be the host, because I know become the host is not an easy job. Yeah, because a lot of things they need to do, and maybe impacting on the cost as well. But thank you for doing that. Just a reminder that CCM will announce this one on the 24th of April. Hopefully you have time to participate. Anyway, this is the last part. So I think we need to, before ending this one, I need to ask one by one about the tips. Also, what do you think regarding authentic of this need to bring up for the next award program? May I start with Fatimah? Because always Steffi become the first. Now Fatimah become the first as a host for the next CC-APAC award. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. And we are honored. Thank you very much to host CC-APAC for this year in Malaysia. Look forward to see a lot of participations, and I'm sure the judges will be here as well. I think in terms of the competition, the awards program itself, when you participate, especially in the employee engagement program, find what is unique, especially if you have done something that no one has done and has really moved challenges into opportunity, and you are able to address those challenges. That will be a beautiful story that we wanted to hear. Again, there's a lot of tips in terms of the flow, in terms where the focus should be, and you can start gathering these thoughts within your team, because the best is those people who's really involved in the program, who we can see stars in their eyes when they start to present, because they know this, they feel so proud and they have a lot of pride on the program itself. That will be a winning program. So start looking for it, and we look forward to hear beautiful stories from everyone here.
Okay, Fatimah, do you think your company will join the employee engagement this year?
Of course, of course. Regardless of the outcome, it is always a good thing to share. And we also enjoy hearing it from all the others on what they have done, and learn from there, right?
Yeah.
And improvise if necessary. Happy to be part of it.
You want to spill a little bit?
Still remain a secret.
Okay. Thank
Andi,
you.
I'm sorry because I think you were looking for me just now. I was
Yeah.
happened to be on a call. I'm
Okay.
back, but I think Fatimah said it all, right? So it's spot on, and it's also in conjunction with our Visit Malaysia year. It's going to be an exciting year for all of us. So looking forward to all the participation from the APAC region.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you. So we will see all the participants the 24th of April.
Yes.
Welcome. Okay, because Chief Fatimah don't want to spill the program and she want to participate for the employee engagement. I think I give an opportunity to Kun Sarun to give the tips and what is authentic that you are looking for.
Yeah, for the tips, I think the key is the linkage and the format. So you have to like I said that we have to understand all the format and every page and every topic that we give you the score, and then you will be fine in the presentation for sure. And also the creativities that Chief Fatima said that what do you did you think that which one is no one did before, then you show it. Like I give you the sample already, so maybe you have the pets allowance, something like that. And then you surprise and you when you surprise the judge, then you got more score.
I
But
see.
if you have the common activities or common idea, that means you have the common score.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kun Saran. I think someone raised hand. Just do you want to say something? Uh,
Oh,
uh,
Andy, I have
yeah.
another tips.
Okay, another tips.
The language. You have to understand that. Like for me, English is not my first language.
Okay.
So you don't need to show your English skill a lot in the presentation or the interview, because sometimes your judge may not understand you all.
I see.
Maybe make the presentation like slowly, and then make sure that the judge understand yours.
I see. That's a key point. So, uh, another thing that sometimes people saw a lot of slide PowerPoint, and we cannot think.
Yeah,
We cannot
fast.
think what too fast. Yeah, presentation too fast. They sing fast song.
Yeah, because we have the limitation like 30 minutes, but they want to
Yeah.
put like 100 slide to count. Cannot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I give it Steffi at last. Yeah, so I give Elias first. Yeah, because sometimes Steffi conclude all the things. So everything she explained. So I give it the last. So go ahead, Elias.
So just to again, my tip is I'm going to encourage as many people to submit an application as possible. It's good experience because the judges will take whatever you submit and they'll give some feedback. So
Yeah.
you'll always be able to learn from this experience. And even as Sarun said, if English is not your first language, don't worry. Even use AI to help you to translate if it's necessary, so you can produce your application submission. But my encouragement is apply, get the feedback, learn, and already to apply, you are the best in your country, in your association. And we want to celebrate with you and learn from you, because what you teach us in your submission, we can then share in our country. And that's a good thing for the industry overall. Steffi, I think over to you.
Yeah. Thanks, Elias. So now I feel the pressure of you, Elias, when I'm the last one to speak, and I have nothing to add on. Okay, so just sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, Steffi.
Okay, just 2-3 quick things. I think actually it's related to the Elias question: what is top down and what is bottom up? I think to make it a better one, and the more real one, is that to be insights bottom up, and the commitments actions are top down. So when we talk about this, then there should be a closed loop actions and locked. So what is the inside, the pain points bottom up from ground level staff, and the actions which is agreed and aligned top down, and we have the owners, and then what are the the plans, and what we the before after trend charts and impacts and changes that can be clearly illustrated, and also that back to the outcomes. It's apart from the data, it will be good. So if we can have a couple of like a fun like case studies and the voice from our employees and from customers or whoever, then can tell us what they really feel as the changes. That I will make it more powerful. I think, and last but not the least, I think that's one thing. It's not only about the presentation, but I think this is a common challenge for contact center today. Is that why we emphasize so much on an engagement? Because actually, this is not only about the operations and making business success or the engagement. It's more about branding, how we brand contact center, this industry, and all our roles for the future, how we should position us. So it like many of the other industry, contact center role, I'm not sure. So what's the case in other markets? But in China, it may not be a very, the popular, the position or role currently. So I think it's really important how we rebrand ourselves. It's not just we pick up the phones, but actually we should be the most trusted and reliable relationship manager for our customers, right? That we are the key focal point to building and connecting our customer to the organization. And also, what are the values? So with the AI enablement, we should be the one who should we should have the human in the loop, as we commonly talk about. What's the value of the human in the loop, and we should master then the area which the people will need the kind of a human intervention and the values add to them. I think that this is kind of a reposition, and with this we will be better positioned to build our engagement and all these the programs and make our the presentation more purpose fit, and also it's more future oriented.
Okay, excellent. All the speakers has been given tips, and hopefully all participants ready to participate for the CC-APAC award. And make sure that just remember that CC-APAC become transparent of the scorecard. We set the scorecard result and all the people from the judges. And one thing you need to remember from Elias, that you can ask to the judges. Not only judges ask you question, but you can also ask the judges regarding what is their opinion about your program. Anyway, thank you very much for joining with us. Please remind that we still have leader talk next month talking about the GX on the 8th of May. And another will be launched, our CC-APAC award, on the 24th of April. So be here, stay tuned with CC-APAC. And please join us to take a photo. So don't leave the room first before take a photo. Yeah, because we will publish into our Instagram of CC-APAC and as well to LinkedIn. The recording of this one also will publish into our YouTube. So please rewatch again the talk and take notes. I have a lot of notes here actually. If I can write, I mean that I read it again. Engagement is not entertainment, but it's about the outcome. Steffi talking regarding that, and emotional, and make it be part of the employee. Also make it sustain. Yeah. Fatimah mentioned about the activity to be true value changes. Elias as well mentioned about this is not about product but process as well, and people engagement. So happy employee become happy customer, but happy customer not stressful employee, of course. And Kun Sarun may highlight about the tips to big bonus for the employee so they can as a family, of course. This is a key concept of the employee engagement. And there is sample of pet allowance. This is very unique from Thailand. So let's take a photo together. Enjoy and stay healthy. Take care. Take a photo. Yeah. Okay, open your camera. Steve, thank you joining us. Elia Jusri, thank you joining us. Yeah. Another how take photo, Mbak Putri, Sesa, Siren, yeah. Also, Lutfi, yeah, Nursam, yeah, thank you, take photo. And any
Yeah.
others want to take photo? Join us. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, and see you for the 24 and the
Yeah.
8th of May.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
all. Thank you.
See
Thank
you guys.
you.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Good
Bye
luck.
bye
Good
everyone.
luck.
See
Bye
Thank you,
bye.
you.
Fatima
Bye.
and
Everyone.
Tung
Thank
Sara.
you.